Hey guys. Make sure this is working. God, it's really bright out today. Alright, how's it going, guys? This is July from Paradise Earth, coming back with another video. I'm going to be doing a little bit of hiking today. Just discovered this trail. Hopefully I don't get lost. But today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. Not too off topic, but I wanted to talk about being an introvert today. Because I've always been an introvert at heart. And ever since I was little, I've always liked being in my room and just playing with my stuffed animals and just being on my own a lot. And it's not that I don't like socializing, it's just that it's a lot of pressure sometimes. And so I kind of just want to talk about my feelings towards that and kind of share with you guys what it's like, at least for me. Because honestly, I like it. I don't know, I like being shy, and I used to fight that a lot. I used to fight my nature and really think that I need to be a certain way in order for people to like me and in order for me to be happy. But what I found out was that's actually true, and I do need to be a certain way, and that certain way is just being myself, which I know is tacky, but yeah, I just wanted to go into that. Oh my god, my shoulder's already sore from holding the stupid camera. It's nice, but it cost me a lot of money. But then, alright guys, so yeah, let's just get straight to it. So I'm 16, and I've been doing this introvert thing for a while now. It's super pretty out today. I've always been into nature and that kind of stuff. So a lot of the videos on this channel, hopefully, wait, how much better do I have? I only have 10%. Okay, whatever. But anyways, I've always been into nature, and I think that's kind of just like, I'm not a huge fan of like big overpopulated cities, like super crammed environments. I do like it when it's nice and lively. Like sometimes we go to the city, like Metro Phoenix area. I'm in Glendale, which is like a pretty small town in Arizona. I live in Arizona, but we're kind of close to the main city, Phoenix, like the downtown area. But I've always just been more a fan of like out here, and it's just like the pretty nature stuff, and just like I've always been more of a feelings person instead of like a go out and do things kind of person. I've always been more of a listener than like a speaker. So it kind of takes a lot for me to just be able to ramble on about random stuff. But I do find joy in being able to, like, get the courage to do this kind of stuff. Just be able to talk for a while, because I do stutter a lot in those kinds of things. But it's definitely good for me to work on these things. But something that I've always kind of had a problem with is pushing myself way too far outside of my comfort zone. Like, when it comes to socializing, sometimes I just think, oh, I have to talk to that person, I have to talk to this girl, I have to do this thing for this person, and just like really step outside the box almost. Like my camera's definitely gonna die. I'm probably gonna have to switch to my phone at some point. But point is, sometimes I really think about that a lot. Just this whole idea of I have to step outside of my comfort zone. If I want to be better, if I want to be the best version of myself, I have to do all these things that are scary and uncomfortable. And it's like, yeah, I do think that like sometimes you need to step outside of your comfort zone like that. But I'm way too harsh on myself, and that's something I really noticed at the beginning of this school year. So that would have been like back in August. It's January, so it's been a couple months now. But I was always pushing to be more outgoing, and so that I can really make my friends happier and just be a more interesting person and make a more positive environment for the people around me, which is always a good thing. But it's just I came to learn that it kind of sapped a lot of the happiness away from making people happy, because it really made things artificial in a sense. I felt really artificial. Look at the cactus. It's pretty out. But I lost the sense of happiness that I got from trying to make my friends happy and that kind of stuff, because I wasn't being true to myself, and because I was constantly not being true to myself, it really started chipping away. Like, if you want to think about it as like a lumberjack cutting down a tree, like, if you swing an axe at the tree, it won't fall down, but if you keep swinging and swinging and swinging over and over again, it'll eventually do a lot of damage. And I think it did do a lot of damage, especially last year, because when I was 15, so I'm 16, so a year ago was 15, but when I was 15, there was this girl that came into my life, and I really loved her. I really truly did. And so I went to all sorts of lengths to try and make her happy and make her day better and not make her stress and worry about me, because it was really an unfortunate situation, because we really weren't meant to be, even though we did love each other very much. It was just, the situation didn't really let us be together, and that really stressed her out, and I really felt the responsibility to really be there for her and still try and make her happy regardless. And I ended up overexerting myself a lot, because as an introvert, doing those kinds of things, it's just swinging that axe at the tree over and over again. And what I'm trying to say is that if you keep on doing these things, and if you're not true to yourself, then it can really wear you down over time. And it really ended up wearing me down, because not only was my heart broken in the end, but her heart was broken too. And that's something that really hit eventually in the end. I just learned that going to all these lengths and trying to force these things, it just didn't work out. So, especially as of late, I've been listening to my own feelings a lot more. I've been kind of playing into being an introvert, and for some of like my friends and like on my outer circle, I want to say it has hurt our relationships a little bit, because I have been a little bit more distant and not as easy to talk to. And I have a pretty, I don't know, but I have a pretty like not approachable face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but especially when I'm not smiling, which I do a lot. But if I'm not smiling, then it's hard for people to approach me. And a lot of people think when I just have my resting face that I don't like them or something like that. And it's really just a matter of I'm scared. I'm worried that I'm gonna say something that hurts your feelings, or I'm just gonna be awkward. And even if it's something as simple as me being awkward, that could really affect me in like the sense that like I'm just really not as compelled to go out and do these things, because I don't want to say that I'm like it's a matter of like compassion, but like I do really feel for other people, and it's really in the bottom of my heart, I don't want to make people feel awkward or anything like that. So a lot of times I just end up avoiding situations, which makes things even more awkward. But it's hard to balance that, and forcing things like I was saying earlier, and it just makes things really hard sometimes. But it's just something I'll have to figure out as I keep growing up. And if you're an introvert too, then you're probably gonna have to start figuring these things out too, which is okay, because we always have time. We have a lot of time. Humans live for many, many years, and it's never too late to learn something. At least, I think so. But apart from those things, being an introvert really isn't so bad. I do like just hanging out by myself, and I'll be a little bit more energetic around my friends and that kind of stuff, of course. But for the most part, I do enjoy just being quiet and just observing and listening to my surroundings. And that's something that I really think made me love nature, is you don't get to appreciate it as much if you're not engaging in the sense that you're really taking it all in around you. And something I think is interesting is that I think that I was so good. I mean, not to brag or anything, but I think that I was so good at that, like, that idea of just like sort of observing things, that I became really good at like photography and that kind of stuff, because I just always had that vision of just like, I can always just like see these things that some people just don't take the time to appreciate. Like, that would be a really good shot right there, but that's not the point. Okay, see if I can vlog like this. My camera just is about to die, so this stupid thing. Well, it's my fault for not charging it, but yeah, where was I? It was photography. I remember now. So anyways, yeah, when it comes to things like just being able to observe your surroundings and just sort of appreciate the things that you get to see every day, I think that's something that introverts are better at. Not to say that I know everything, but I've just noticed that I've really grown an appreciation for these things, and I think that's something that's made my life a lot better, as opposed to just like an extroverted life of just like going out and talking to people and making friends all the time and just like hanging out. And it's like, to an extent, that does sound like a fun life to live, to just be on the go all the time, but I do think there are different things you get to choose if you're on either side of the coin. So my point is, I'm just saying, I used to worry about it a lot, and I used to worry that I'm not being enough and those kinds of things. And so I think if you can learn to not worry about it as much, that'll really make life better for you, and it'll make teenage years a lot easier for you. And if you're not a teenager and you're an adult, then I think that might make your adulthood a little bit easier. So if you guys can really resonate with those things, then that makes me really happy. And if you can't, then I hope that you can learn a little bit, and I hope you can still be happy regardless of how you feel. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that there are a lot of different things to think about when it comes to being an introvert, and it's not as simple as it seems. And so the point of this, oh, there's a cute little bunny. I distracted me. But the point of this is, I think everyone should try and look for happiness, regardless of what kind of cards they were dealt, and whether they're an introvert or an extrovert. I think everyone can still find happiness. And I think even if you live in a hole in the middle of nowhere, and it seems like heaven doesn't love you, but even if things are super bad, then I still think there's at least a little bit of happiness you can find in that. And that's just something I'm working on, and just trying to find a little bit of happiness in everything, trying to find a little bit of happiness in being an introvert and not being able to socialize as well as other people, and I still find happiness in that. And I hope you guys can find happiness in everything that you do, even if it's as simple as being an introvert, or liking a specific sport, or liking a specific animal, or not liking animals at all, or those kinds of things. And yeah, so I think that's all I have to say, at least for now. But I'll keep learning and I'll keep growing, and if I can find a little bit more happiness in these things, then I'll let you guys know. But that's all I have for now, and I hope you guys can kind of resonate with the words that I'm saying, and I hope you guys can find happiness in your life. So yeah, that's about it. Those are my experiences as an introvert. I might go a little bit more in depth about this another time, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about this because it is a pretty day. But yeah, that's about it. That's about all I have to say. So I'm gonna wrap this up now. I gotta head home soon before the sun sets, but yeah, I hope you guys can resonate with the words that I'm saying, and I hope you guys can have a great day. So this is gonna be July from Paradise Earth signing off, and yeah, bye-bye everyone.